up guys, you're watching Tech Gamer. Now BlackBerry Strike's again releasing two new handsets called the BlackBerry Passport and the BlackBerry Porsche Design P9983, which actually is over £1,000. But for this video I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions on the Passport, but I'll be also trying to do my first impressions on the P9983 because the price of that phone has blown my mind, literally. Now, the Passport was released just a few days ago, and if I got this phone then it certainly would feel like I'm living in 2008 because just look at it, it's got a physical keyboard. I thought we had exited that generation, but apparently we still haven't. But the good thing about this keyboard is that it is touch enabled, so you can just swipe and flick around on the keyboard to make the cursor move when you're browsing the web, and that's one thing which I really like about the phone. But this phone isn't the best spec wise, but I really gotta be honest that this phone on paper is amazing. It has a 4.5 inch IPS LCD display rocking a resolution of 1440 by 1440, giving it an insane pixel density of 453 ppi. So the screen is a square, as you've probably already worked out, as there are the same number of pixels going horizontally as there are vertically. But the display is very sharp, has fantastic viewing angles, but a square screen on a smartphone is probably the first since the first smartphone built. It probably has the most odd smartphone shape, probably even more unique than the Galaxy Note Edge, which has a curved edge on the right hand side of the screen. And the dimensions of the BlackBerry Passport actually got inspired from, well, an actual passport, so the dimensions of the phone will be exactly the same as a real passport, except it will probably be thicker. Now, holding a passport in one hand like a phone, we had probably never imagined in our lives, but now that it's true, it's probably very weird. The phone is even wider than an iPhone 6 Plus, and that felt really big in the hands. Then the BlackBerry Passport, well, you'd probably have to use two hands. But what this phone definitely isn't for is gaming and watching videos. Instead, what it's really for is web browsing, reading, editing, and other productivity apps. But what I was thinking that if this phone is mainly for getting work done, like spreadsheets and stuff like that, what's the point in the very high pixel density? Just saying. But most of the other specs of the smartphone are great. It comes with 3 gigs of RAM, it has a 13 megapixel camera with OIS, and shoots 1080p videos at smooth 60 frames per second. And for the front facing camera it is a 2 megapixel sensor and shoots 720p videos. I mean, the specs are just amazing. They're just what you would want to find in a smartphone nowadays, along with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 chipset which has a 2.56 GHz quad-core Crate 400 CPU, and you would find an Adreno 320 GPU. It's certainly not the latest chipset, as it was found in the Nexus 5 and the LG G2, but considering how well those phones performed with 2 gigs of RAM, just imagine how well this phone would perform with 3 gigs of RAM. Another specification which BlackBerry have shown off is the 3450 mAh battery, which is apparently meant to last up to 30 hours, but you can't always take it as a fact because it all really comes down to how heavily you use your phone. The Passport comes with BlackBerry's latest OS, BlackBerry OS 10.3, so it has its own voice assistant called BlackBerry Assistant. Not very imaginative, but there you go. And another nice addition is the support of the Amazon App Store, so you can download your productivity apps from the BlackBerry world and other apps and games from the Amazon App Store. Now the question is, how many people actually like the square display on the BlackBerry Passport? If many people don't, then obviously BlackBerry will have to do something about it, or maybe just stop making phones with square displays. So that's been it for today guys. If you enjoyed this video of my first impressions on the BlackBerry Passport, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment what you think about the Passport. I mean, it has a square display and I personally don't really like that, but the phone has some pretty decent specs, and I must admit, in some areas, this phone even beats the newly released iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. Bengate. Anyway, be sure to subscribe as well for more tech videos like this, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.